Welcome to the girls. I know I'm in the holiday spirit. Are you, Jeannine?
Yes, this year I am definitely in the holiday spirit. I even started decorating early this year.
You started directing people to decorating, right?
Well, I did both. Thank you. She loves to say I get no credit on the decorating. But I started like the second week of November, and it was before Thanksgiving. But I was really happy with the decorator that I had with the outside. I know what I want to do, but then I need some help just creating it. He's good with the visualization, and Jeff Dietrich did an amazing job with what I wanted, just tying in the woods to the front of the house. He did like an excellent job. So I hope you're having fun through the holiday. Hopefully you're sitting back and enjoying all your lights and decorations, since we are in the midst of Christmas.
Yes, well, I want to make a comment. Your house does look like a little house that's underneath the village. It looks absolutely beautiful. And they did put a little blurb, I guess you want to call it, on television about people who start decorating early or who enjoy decorating are actually more joyful. So I guess you're more joyful this year.
Holly jolly this year.
Yeah, we are. And you know, in December we get some snow, so we're dressed appropriately here with the whiteout. We're getting ready for the big whiteout of the season.
Yeah, it's nice to see snow around Christmas, and then that's it.
Well, that's the finishing touch on the decorating.
Then it could stop. I guess Santa Claus brings that.
I need a couple sprinkles.
Yeah.
So what do you have going on for the holidays?
Well, you know, we're going to be talking about how to get through the holiday season without gaining that 15 pounds, extra pounds, if you're looking to lose weight or stay the same, because there's a lot going on. So we figured we'd talk about getting through the holidays, enjoying family and friends, but not enjoying too much that you can't fit into your clothes.
Well, you know, you indulge a little bit, but so is 15 pounds the average?
I don't even know. I would think 15 to 20, but we'll ask our guests.
15 to 20. Wow.
I don't know. It's like the freshman 20. It sounds like the holidays, most people spend, you know, what do you have? November, December, and then New Year. So you have a good 8-9 weeks of pretty much, you know, eating and drinking whatever
indulging.
You want. Right.
Yes. All right. Well, we can't wait to bring our guest up because we have a lot of things to cover. And stay right with us, as I always say. Grab a beverage, call your friends. We'll be right back.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You're watching a holiday edition of The Girls. We're here at the Residence Inn by Marriott, and we're going to have some tips today to get you through the holiday happy and healthy. We're happy to have back Sara Burda. She's a holistic lifestyle coach, and she traveled in to come and see us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
How's your holiday going?
So far, so good.
All right.
Yeah.
Happy and healthy, right?
Absolutely.
That's your motto, happy and healthy.
So before we get started, tell everyone at home what a holistic lifestyle coach is.
So a holistic lifestyle coach is a coach that basically helps you with everything from your mind, body, and spirit, encompassing everything together, so we're not leaving any loose ends untied.
Very good. And you could follow Sara on her social media, because there are a lot of helpful tips that are offered for free. There's a lot of knowledge there, whether it be on following macronutrients, or you're following a health fitness, or you want information on if you overeat during the weekend. I thought that was a good question. If maybe we'll tell them here, if you overeat and you go over calories on the weekend, should you reduce your calories for the rest of the week?
Right, that was one of the client questions that I had, actually, because you know how the weekend happens, or holidays happen, you overindulge a little bit. So the answer is no. You don't restrict your food the next day or try to work out harder to undo what you did. You can't undo things. You just move forward, chalk it up to just a day of indulgence and happy food, and have the next day just be nutrient-dense foods and move on.
How about that?
Yeah.
Wow, so just like erase it.
Well, not so much erase it, but you just have to accept it, take ownership of it, and move forward, right?
Sounds good to me.
I know that, you know, there's one thing I can't resist is if I'm somewhere, either on vacation or I'm at a favorite restaurant or just anywhere, even at a relative's house, and they have one of my favorite foods out. It's like, I know it's not good for me, but do I eat it? Do I deprive myself? So what's the rule with the food that's the special food?
Yeah, so I like to teach the 2 of 4 but never more rule, right? So if you look at your plate, there's usually alcohol, bread, starchy carbs, and dessert, right? That's the 4 big things that everyone likes at, you know, their holiday parties. And I say choose 2, but not all 4. So if you want to have some alcohol and you want to have your dessert, then just say no to maybe the sweet potato casserole, and maybe say no to that bread or whatever type of, intro dish that they might have to their meal. But just make a choice. You don't have to have it all, but you can have some and then just go on from there.
So
or
you have to
maybe
pick your
even make
favorite.
something that you really enjoy and bring that to either the dinner or the holiday party, because that's your safe food where it's something you enjoy and it's something you can eat and not feel guilty about.
Yeah, that's another thing too. So a lot of clients, they do have autoimmune conditions. I mean, I have one myself. So having anything with like gluten or wheat, dairy, all of that, I can't really eat. So unless I really know that something doesn't have that in there, I bring something always for everybody to enjoy. So it doesn't ever make me feel like I'm deprived going into a dinner, and then everybody else can also enjoy something healthy that I bring.
So you mentioned alcohol as being one of the 4 things that people usually treat themselves to. So I don't drink. So does that mean I get to have 2 of the other things, right? So if you eliminate the alcohol, you're the designated driver.
Yeah,
So
there
if
you
you
go.
put yourself as the designated driver, then you could really
Yeah,
enjoy the
so
other
you
food.
still get the 2 of 4, and so
okay.
still pick your 2. But if you're not drinking, that definitely gives you a little bit more room for something more that you want to like enjoy or indulge in that night.
All right, so the
Well-
2 of 4, make a choice. Do you find that, some people are even off for the entire week of Christmas, or they take 2 weeks off, or they have a lot of time off? It's not just that one day. It's not just Christmas and then New Year's Eve, because then you have Christmas, you have New Year's Eve, then you have New Year's. Some people are off for 2 weeks.
Right.
God love them if they do, but I mean, that's 2 weeks of, either having guests over or going to guest house, or maybe you're a guest in someone's house. So how do you treat that situation where you don't want to inconvenience the person you're staying with, but how do you make decisions when you're not starving yourself, where it's like, oh, I can't eat anything?
Right, so that's part of what like coaching actually does, because we do that mental mindset thing of working towards all of those little things like you said. So what do you do when you do have people coming over, or if you're going out? You still know how to make healthy choices, because that's what we teach you. So we teach you how to make those healthy choices, and then you enjoy and indulge and move on. So it's not about depriving ever. You don't want to deprive yourself, because then you just want it more.
And I guess you don't have to eat the whole bowl of potato
No,
salad.
no.
If they have it, you could just have maybe a tablespoon and be sociable.
Yeah, and that's another thing too is I always try to tell my clients, like, don't try to avoid things. Try everything once, find something you really like and go back for seconds on that. But if you didn't like it, don't eat it. Like, I find people that are always like, yeah, but my grandma made this dish and I just eat it because grandma made it. And I'm like, but if you don't like it, just excuse yourself from that dish.
Move it
Yeah.
around on the dish.
That's
You know,
right.
there's
You
a
don't
lot of
have to
moving
eat
around
something
going.
just because it's right in front of you, and that's one of the biggest things that people struggle with, is saying no and taking ownership of it.
And one tradition that we do all year round, my son and I, is at night we always have a big salad, and he gets to pick because it's his choice what he wants in it. And at my mom's house, when we have holidays, my kids love that we have choices. So it's like salad, but then you have
make a big salad bar first.
It's great.
And that's where
so
you
it's
fill
like
up
you
on.
could pick on all you want of that. So it's like a fun thing. It's colorful, but it's also healthy, and it's just a tradition that we have, instead of having a tradition of having, a lot of cookies and candies out,
Appetizers, yeah.
that appetizers that you might fill up on that's really not that great for you or high in fat. I found for us that was a nice tradition that we always had in our house. You always had big bowls of salad.
It's always about the color and how the food's presented, and you can even Pinterest a lot of things. You'll look up and see how to arrange the food, and I get the kids involved. Maybe they'll make a turkey out of vegetables for the holidays, and then the Christmas tree for the holidays. So they're involved in it, and I guess taking them to the grocery store and having them pick out their favorite things is good too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting kids involved is one of the biggest things that you can do. I always like to have, clients tell their kids, pick something, let them get in the kitchen, let them do stuff. And a salad bar, that's a good idea. I'm gonna totally
it's
take
fun.
I'm
And
gonna take that
crunchy
one.
and,
Our
Yeah.
kitchen
It could be
table is
anything.
always the salad bar, so the salad bowls are there, and we have everything healthy on there, all the veggies, and we have some little cheeses and things too. But they fill up their own dish, and then, you know, if they want to notch around a little bit, or they take it then into the dining table.
Yeah,
So-
and you don't see that often, like a nice big salad.
And it could be something that we normally, not just black olives, it will be like, you know, the Italian olives or
Yeah.
lupinis, or it's
Oh,
stuff that
it's
we
30
normally
things.
don't
We have
have
30
every day
things.
that's special. And my kids just, or, you know, if you do like cupcakes or brownies, it's the little picky things, like they like little miniature size things that they eat. Maybe that's
Right.
another good idea.
And why does it always have to be about the food? Like, why
Right.
can't you play a game or do something? All the entertainment centers around food. It's like, is food really entertainment? So let's play a game, or don't guilt me into eating something that I don't want to eat. And it's not because of either that it's high in calories. Sometimes you're just not hungry.
Right,
You know, and
so
they're
like-
like shoving a meatball in your face. You're
Right.
like, I'm really not hungry now.
In the holidays, you tend to overindulge just a little bit more than like a normal day, because, you know, there are people you just mindlessly eat, and then like you're drinking, then eating more. So there's just a lot of things that are coming into play, like when you do holiday parties. So that's a good one too. Like, say no. You can say no.
Yeah, just say no.
Is it wrong if someone says, I'm going to just eat whatever I want and worry about it on January 1st?
I wouldn't say, you know, take a long-term approach to that, because things can add up quickly, right? So I would say if you want to enjoy a day, like Christmas Day or New Year's Day, to just really enjoy what you're eating, sometimes when you let the restriction flow and you're like, I'm not going to restrict myself, you won't eat as much as you think you will eat. A lot. So then there's some people that may eat a lot, but guess what? Eating 12 cookies does not going to make you feel good tomorrow. So you have to watch the little yo-yo dieting cycle. So I would just say enjoy in the time, and then if you want to eat a little bit more, have a little bit more. But then the next day, don't let that turn over into a snowball effect, and keep on rolling.
Right, and one thing that you said about was the mindful eating. You know, just remember, you're feeding yourself, but that shouldn't be the entertainment, and just not to carry that guilt around. Sometimes the guilt makes you eat more. It's like, I blew it, so I think I'll just blow it forever.
Oh yeah.
You know,
We have
you get
more
off
tips,
track.
right? When we come back, we have more tips. If you're just joining us, you're watching a special edition of The Girls for the Holidays. We're doing our best to give you some tips to encourage you, inspire you, motivate you to stay on track throughout the holiday season, having a happy and healthy one. We're with Sara Burda. She is a holistic lifestyle coach. When we come back, we have more tips to keep in mind. The alcohol, one of my favorite things, but in moderation, and what are you drinking? We'll talk about it coming up right after this. Merry Christmas to you. You're watching The Girls here on SSP TV, and we're happy to bring you a special holiday show, keeping you healthy throughout the holiday season. I don't know about you, you might eat your calories. I normally drink my calories, and we're here with Sara Burda. She is a holistic lifestyle coach, talking about making smart decisions, enjoying the holiday season. Sara, we talked in the break, and I said, this fitness pal that you got me on, I'm hooked, because you can put an any there and be like, I can't believe there's that many calories in, whether it be a drink or whether it be food. Sometimes you think you're making the healthier choice, and really you're not. And, you know, let's talk about alcohol for the holiday season. Some people might not drink, but they drink during the holidays. Some people drink and they might drink more during the holidays. What are we looking at as far as calorie count here?
Yeah, so a lot of those specialty drinks that people make, they can be upwards like 400 calories, but
Crazy.
Also think too, like the specialty drinks like eggnog and like things that you get from, you know, specialty coffee shops. Those fun fancy drinks are the ones that are racking up the calories quick, and they go down fast, right? Alcohol usually goes down a lot faster than food. So one glass here, one glass there, and all of a sudden you now drink half your dinner. So that's one thing that, if you do want to enjoy something over the holidays, make sure that you're making like a healthier choice.
Which would be what?
Actually, champagne is a pretty good one, or mixing like a club soda with vodka. And if you really don't want to drink, then just have a club soda in a wine glass and nobody will actually ask you anything.
I like to put a lot of, in all seriousness, I like to put a lot of lime juice in something bubbly. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
Or just having something, you know, social environment that you have something with.
Like a spritzer.
Yeah, something.
easy.
Or you can do, sometimes it's wine and half club soda, just to have that, you know, that bubbly, you know, feeling in there. But I know a lot of people, if you go to their house, they have like a holiday drink or a holiday shot. And that is stuff that, how do you say no to that? How do you say, you know, everyone here is going to have a cheers to it's like saying no to your grandmother's apple pie, or, you know, it's hard to say no without offending the person on the other end. I know
or feeling left out yourself. Like nobody wants to feel like the odd person out in the side of the corner that's not toasting to, you know, a holiday season. It's just like food. Add that in a little bit of moderation, but make sure that you're using the 2-4 rule that we did talk about.
Well, here's what I do, because I really don't drink. And again, she's saying the situation. I'll take it, we'll do the toast, I'll take the little tiny sip, and then I don't finish it.
One of the big things that I know my family does is we do a big like water, like a flavored water. We do a lot of lemon and lime and oranges and stuff, and just have an option for people that maybe don't want alcohol. And just as far as food goes, there's so many healthier options like nowadays. Like you go on Pinterest and you just plug something in and you'll find like the healthy version for XYZ, you know? And normally they taste just as good as your normal dish and nobody would know the difference. You just say, oh, it's this, you know, specialty, you know, cranberry thing that I made. And everyone's gonna be like, great, and they'll still eat it and they just don't have to know what's in it.
It's funny you said that, because I just made a dish my son likes, like a chicken hot sauce dip.
Oh yeah.
And I found all of the healthier ingredients to that, and him and his friends, they almost ate the whole plate. They did not know the difference. Like one was, and I know it's gluten, but I have like a gluten allergy, and it was like gluten-free cream cheese, and you know, it was like a hot sauce, and then a reduced, you know, a better version of ranch dressing. It was just like a variety of stuff, and they didn't know until the show. But hi, Mason.
Surprise.
But they chow down, you know, and they eat it with vegetables, which is great if you're eating a dip with like vegetables instead of chips.
Right. Yeah. Make those easy, healthy swaps, and even like to that dip that you just talked about, switch out the cream cheese for Greek yogurt. Got the same thing.
And salsa, isn't salsa a little bit healthier than all the cream cheesy kind of dips too?
Yeah, so like salsa, you can even like go into more like avocado stuff because you want like that healthy fat option. There's a lot of different things. And who said like one food group is like a Christmas food, right? bring in something different. You know, everybody likes those like fun little treats like that chicken wing dip.
I love that. Well, that's like a big in our house. But again, they use the vegetables. So anything that encourages them to use those bright colored vegetables, I'm on it.
That's right.
I'll make it for them.
You could always volunteer to help clean up too and burn up some of those calories.
Right.
Speaking of incorporating your regular routine or a routine of fitness is important throughout this whole, I mean, we're Christmas week, we're still rolling into New Year's Eve and New Year's. We got a lot more partying to do.
Right. Yeah, create a routine. Like the way that I think of it is like if you don't get a workout in one day, it's like brushing your teeth, right? It's like, are you gonna not brush your teeth until next Monday when you decide that you want to start over again, or are you just gonna like follow the pattern and just pick up where you left off? The same thing goes for like food and training. So you want to do the same thing. So if you overindulged one night, the next day just make sure that you're eating lots of greens, have some more like bigger voluminous meals, and instead like keep the cookies on the down low for a little bit and then enjoy like at the next party.
Well, that brings us to you, the personal trainer.
Right.
Having a personal trainer is your safety net. You can always call you, text you, look for your tips. I mean, you're right there. So if you do fall off, you're there to catch them.
Yeah.
So, you know, they just have to get in touch with you.
Yeah, and most of the time, like I'm reaching out, right? I know the holidays are hard. They're hard for everybody. I mean, myself included. Like nobody's like, you know, immune.
Exempt,
yeah, you're not immune to it. So having somebody to really reach out to and be like, hey, there's this party, I don't know what to do. What should I do? Or even if it's like, hey, I actually went to the party and I felt great. those are the text messages I like, that are like, you don't expect that, and I get that really good one that is like, it went really well, and I didn't overindulge, and I just enjoyed myself. That's what we're always looking for.
And the pre-party preparation, not only the outfit, but how do you prepare yourselves for the party? It's,
Put the outfit on, make sure it fits, and then eat something, right?
Yeah, wear something that's a little
Spandex.
tight.
Wear some little tights so you don't eat as much.
Yeah, so the one thing is, don't go hungry. Like, I hear that from people all the time. They always go to a party starving, and they're like, I don't know what happened. The chip bowl just kind of like, I inhaled it. And I'm like, well, did you eat before you went? They're like, no, I saved all my calories for that night. And I'm like, okay, well, you went starving. So don't deprive yourself all day long. You know, all day, have some veggies, have some lean meat. Most of the dishes that you're going to eat are going to be protein and or fats and carbs. So you know to save those for the later of the night, and then just go and enjoy yourself.
And don't you find that if you have protein first, it always seems to make you more content?
Yeah.
And it lasts a little bit longer. So don't eat like all the carbies, and then wonder why you're still starving.
Right, because when you look at a plate, most of the time, like, you'll see all carbs, and then like this little tiny bit of protein. Maybe. I mean, you might even not see protein at all. People sometimes don't even know what protein is.
Well, tell them what's protein.
Yeah, so like protein is like your chicken, turkey, lean meat, beef, all of the things that are good to build muscle, hold on to muscle, which you need as you get older. So you want to make sure that you're incorporating all of those into your meal first, and then build your veggies, then carbs, then fat. So like if you think of your plate, you want most of your plate vegetables, and then your protein, and then carbs are just that little at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
With some good fat sprinkled on them.
Good fat sprinkled in there.
So if you fall off the wagon and we call you, or you text you or whatever, it's always good to know that someone is there to say it's okay. Because as much as you tell us to tell yourself it's okay, you need someone to tell you that. Is it good to have a buddy when you're watching, like someone else in your household? If someone else is following the same kind of eating that you, isn't it easier?
Yeah, accountability is the biggest thing, right? So if somebody knows that you're trying to like enrich your life with more like nutrition and movement, and you tell people about that, they should support all of that, you know. And if somebody is telling you that and you're sabotaging them with handing them a cookie, shame on you. Like, I see how hard it is for people, because it's one of those things that their family usually isn't on board from the first step, and that's the hardest part, because now it's like you're battling an internal battle and then an external battle. So if a family member does say, hey, you know, I'm doing this, be very courteous to that person and just be like, hey, I got your back, and let them help you out.
Well, we got a lot of great information from you today. I hope that our viewers also got a lot of information. The best Christmas gift you can give yourself, or a holiday gift, whatever, to start the new year, is a healthy you. And we hope that we started it off here today for you. Go online, reach out, just get started. Just get off the couch, get started, go online, check it out. It's so easy. But we do want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you're celebrating, and a very healthy and Happy New Year from not only the girls and from Sara, but from all of the people here at Channel 13, SSP TV, and the Lasan family. We'll see you next year.